Hello, and welcome to the Venue Coach Blueprint for Owners. I'm Kyle Labar. This podcast is all about helping you fill your wedding venue with more bookings, earn more from each one, and keep your customers happy for a long time. We'll also talk about some tough times and big lessons that I've learned along the way. Let's dive in together and make your venue the best spot for weddings. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Venue Coach. Today's episode I wanted to talk about optimizing your website for conversions into tours. So this is just what we do. It's not the the sole means. It's not the best solution. I think we do a pretty good job, but it's what we do, and we're always trying to get better. So I like to steal this from Alex Hormozy. It's my best worst guess, and so that keeps me free from being attached to the decision. And instead, I can be open to new information and better ways of doing things. So, anyways, enough about that, but talking about how we optimize our website. So we do a lot of SEO in the background. That can be your headings, so your H1 headings. That's the keywords that people are searching that you want that page to show up on Google for. Google will also crawl the back end of your website. So your meta descriptions and your alt tags and things like that. Do those match? Are they within the word count or character count parameters? That sort of thing. And so there's a little bit of SEO play on the back end. When you're on the page, Google cares about content, and what's difficult for wedding venues is we don't have like a big long sales script landing page, the ones for like products or e-services where it just keeps scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and videos and videos and videos. Wedding venues don't do that. At least I've never seen a venue with a website like that. It'd be really interesting, actually. I'd be willing to see if somebody has success with that, and I would be way open to anybody's success that they have. So the conversions that we're talking about are visitors on your site who then click through and give you their contact information, and more importantly, who sign up for a tour. And that's ultimately what we care about, is getting people to sign up for a tour. So the number one rule of getting someone to sign up for a tour is letting them know that they can sign up for a tour. And that sounds easy, but not a lot of people do it. Sometimes it's just, oh, I have a contact form. Contact us for more information. Okay, they submit the contact form, and then how long do you take to respond? Probably too long. And that's just real talk. Most everybody takes too long to respond. So let's say you don't take too long to respond. Now you have to have all this back and forth before actually getting to the tour, where I like to remove as many of those friction points as I can. Every time they hit a barrier to scheduling that tour is another chance for them to walk away. And so you might say, well, if they walk away, isn't that indicative of a potentially bad client? Not necessarily, because they might be busy. They might be focused on something else. The kids running around, or they're at work and they're just trying to get this done real quick, not have a 30 message back and forth with you before they actually schedule the tour. So I like to keep the main thing. And the main thing before they schedule a tour is get them to schedule a tour. That's the main thing. So in all your communications, are you sending them the link to schedule the tour? That's what we put in all of our emails. Schedule a tour here, and it takes them to the tour page. On the website, we have schedule tour, schedule tour, schedule tour, download brochure, schedule tour, schedule tour, schedule tour. On the download brochure, when they hit submit, it takes them to the schedule tour page. And so in the emails that we send out that are automated, schedule tour, schedule tour, schedule tour, in the text, schedule tour, everything is designed to lead them to the drinking well, the oasis for us of the schedule tour land. And so that that's the goal. That's the goal, is to get them to schedule the tour. And I know I just said schedule a tour like 100 times, and that's because that's the focus. So when we're optimizing for the website, the main thing should be getting them to schedule a tour. having information, having a gallery, having the amenities, those are all great, and those do help you get somebody to schedule the tour. However, if they don't have an option to actually physically schedule that tour and get on your calendar, then you're putting barriers in their way. And that's how I like to look at it. And I want to remove those barriers, remove the friction, and make it easy for them to do it. Now, it can't be so easy as they just pick a day and time, give you a name, phone number, and an email, because you need to make sure that they are actually qualified and not just wasting your time. So there are questions on the on the submission form that they can fill out to weed themselves out or help you get a good idea. So guest count, budget, and time of year or date that they're looking to have their event, that sort of thing. Those are pretty standard questions, and especially the budget. If you put on the budget, the venue budget, and you put in your venue's budget like baseline as the minimum, then that's a pretty good indicator for somebody who may not be in that price point. So again, you're giving subtle clues to help them weed themselves out if it's not a good fit. But all in all, you want the right people submitting for the tour. And that's it. So everything, that's our whole focus on the website, is to get them to tour with us at the property. Then everything else is just trying to get people to the website. So that's the SEO that I mentioned at the beginning. That's the ads that we run on Google and Facebook. And those are all just to get interest, to get them to the website. And then on the website, get them to tour. So that's the steps. So before the website, the main thing is getting them to the website. On the website, the main thing is getting them to the tour. On the tour, main thing is getting them to book. And that's the progression. So I hope this was helpful. I hope that you gained some insights from that. And if you have a better way of getting people to do the tours and be qualified and that sort of thing, let me know. I just want to make sure I'm providing and doing the best practices in our space, and this is the best that I've seen so far. So drop a comment if you have some good tried and true methods to get people that are on your website to schedule those tours better. And so for instance, or to give you perspective, our website, of all the traffic that comes through, we have about, let's see, of all the traffic that comes through in a month for tours, we get about, I'm doing math right now. 1 out of 40 visitors or so. And that could be due to our geographic location. And pricing may cause some of that as well, or it could be people who have their friends and family also checking it out, so there's a bit of double up on there. It's hard to really gauge that, but yeah, 1 in 40 site visitors will schedule a tour. And so we're looking to improve that. So if you have good ways, if your numbers are better than that, let me know. I'd love to learn from you. But if this was helpful for you, please subscribe, share this, comment, and I will catch you on the next one.